Just let's talk about the status, or maybe the mixed status in the Dukashe household, how that came about, Mandisa, and how have you navigated this particular pandemic or epidemic?
Good afternoon, and thank you so much for having me here. I was diagnosed with HIV in 2002 in my previous marriage, way before I met my husband. So I met him with my HIV status already. Initially, it was not an easy journey because it was difficult to disclose. There are so many people that are being rejected as soon as they share their HIV status with their partners. So it took me about 3 months before I found confidence to actually tell him that I'm HIV positive. So to my surprise, the one thing that he said is, you are not HIV, you are you, and we are going to do this together. And 22 years later, here we are.
Yeah, it really lives up to the adage that love conquers all, Mandisa. But, you know, I just want to, your experience at that time, I know it's 22 years on, but any other diagnosis that you didn't anticipate? So you go to your doctor for your annual checkup and then you get the biggest scare of your life. And that in itself must have been quite a traumatic experience. You might have felt isolated, and then came your knight in shining armor who put all the pieces together. But what were you going through when you first were diagnosed as HIV positive?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I was not sick. I was not expecting the diagnosis, but I was a nursing student at that time. And there was a module about HIV life cycle that actually probed the decision for me to go and test. And, you know, but knowing exactly what was happening in my previous marriage, I had that in mind, that I may be HIV positive. So I was expecting a positive and a negative. And it was a shock, to be honest with you. And being a firstborn and a breadwinner at that time. And at that point, the only thing that would came into someone's mind is death. So for me, when the results came back positive, it was like, I'm going to die. I'm going to leave my family. I'm going to leave my siblings behind. It was quite a shock. And it took me a week, full week, for me to process the news, for me to accept the diagnosis.